What's up, friend, and welcome back to a new video here on the official MTG Arena YouTube channel. My name is Ashlizzle, and today we get another fantastic opportunity to play with some new cards. So Pioneer Masters is coming on to MTG Arena on December 10th and is bringing hundreds of cards from the Pioneer format to MTG Arena for the first time. And I am checking out a Soulflayer deck list. So Soulflayer is a new card on Arena, that is, right? It's been existing in Pioneer for a while. But it's a 6-mana, 4/4, a demon with Delve. If a creature card with flying was exiled with Soulflayer's Delve ability, Soulflayer has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. So this card reminds me a lot of one of my favorite cards in Standard right now, which is Urborg Scavengers, our 3-mana Spirits. And when it ends your attacks, exile target card from the graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on the Scavengers. And the Scavengers have flying as long as a card exiled with it has flying. Same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. So they're very similar. We want to have cards in our graveyard with a lot of keywords so that these guys can exile them and basically steal their abilities. The Delve mechanic is just fantastic too. There's more Delve cards in here. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting a spell pays for 1. So that's also why we have Tasigur in here, the Golden Fang, a 6-mana 4/5 with Delve as well. So the goal behind these guys, for a little bit of extra spice in here, is that we can also Neoform into a Traxa with these dudes. So Neoform is a 2-mana sorcery. Its initial cost to cast a spell, you have to sacrifice a creature, then you search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's mana value. Put the card onto the battlefield with an additional 1 counter on it, then shuffle. So what you can do in this deck is you could literally get a Traxa out as fast as like turn 3, I believe. If you get like a 3 mana, you have a Tasigur that you can pay for like 1 mana because you exile 5 cards, and then you Neoform. That's like a turn 3 Atraxa, which is pretty nasty. But this deck is more than just like a Neoform pile, because like I said, it's kind of built around Soulflayer and Urborg Scavengers. So Atraxa is a great card that also already has a lot of keywords on there, right? Like Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Is pretty nice to give to a Soulflayer if that's what it comes down to. But there's also other cards we work with just for the abilities. One of them is a Striped Riverwinder. This is a 7-mana 5/5 with Hexproof and Cycling. So you can basically cycle this card away, shove a creature with Hexproof in your graveyard, and then give the Scavengers or the Soulflayer Hexproof. We have Sire of 7 Deaths and Zatalpa Primal Dawn in here too. Especially Zatalpa carries a lot of valuable keywords that we care about. So a great card to shove in your graveyard. But we also have Samad, Voice of Dissonance. This is a 5-mana 3/4 with Double Strike, Vigilance, and Haste. So imagine a Soulflayer with that exiled Samad and Atraxa, for instance, or Samad and like Sire of 7 Deaths. You get a huge creature with Double Strike and Haste attacking. Sometimes with flying, sometimes with other like evasion words. And that's kind of the spice with the deck list. So how do we make this consistent? And the key to that is just having a ton of like self-mill. We have 4 copies of Otherworldly Gaze, which is Surveil 3, so we get to look at the top 3 cards of our library, put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest on top of your library in any order. So you want to fill up the graveyard with that. Founding the Third Path basically allows us to cast a instant or sorcery spell at mana value 1 or 2 with the first chapter. The second one is you mill 4 cards, and the third is you get to replay something, which, you know, could give you access to either replay in Neoform, or even better yet, a Grisly Salvage, 2-mana instant. You reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or land card from among them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So a really great and efficient way to fill up the graveyard and potentially make that turn 3 Atraxa happen, or get a huge Soulflayer with haste and a bunch of cool keywords. And that's really what we're trying to do. It's a little evil, but sometimes a little evil is good, you know? So let's get into the gameplay here. But before we do that, don't forget to like and subscribe to the official MTG Arena YouTube channel. There's a bunch of other fantastic creators on here next to myself that are just basically providing you with a ton of really cool decks and a lot of other like informative videos. So definitely make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of those. And with that being said, thank you Wizards for allowing me to make another video for you guys. And now let's get into some soul-flaying gameplay. Alrighty, here we go. So, okay, I like the Otherworldly Gaze. This kind of needs to find its way into the graveyard, but Neoform is also cool. Like, if we could find our way to Tasigur, we could have a great time here. So let's see what we can do. I'm gonna pay the Watery Grave. Yeah, the mana base in this deck is a little painful. You just have to get through it and hope that if you exile a creature with lifelink, it'll be a lot better for you. So, Overlord, cool. Okay. Overlord, mill 2 Overlords. It'd be that way sometimes. Let me fire off an Otherworldly Gaze. I don't hate picking up another land here. But I can also just be greedy and hope for better. I don't hate that either, honestly. Maybe I'll do this. I'll just shove it all in there. put a stop on my upkeep so I get to cast this otherworldly gaze before I draw a card. Ooh, there's the Soulflayer. That's nice. The Talpa can go in there. Okay, so if I keep the Oracle of Tragedy on top, I can get rid of the Samet. That sounds perfect to me. Okay. And still cycle this Riverwinder to get the Soulflayer. I mean, we could also just, like, get the Soulflayer out without having the... It's a little risky, though. A little risky. The second we get this guy out and we give it, like, protection... I mean, I could do it, to be honest. I could do it. Alright, let me cycle another Riverwinder here. I could go for it. I mean... I don't get the Samet value, but I do already have the Talpa plus Riverwinder. That's so good, though, right? I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna try it. We're gonna ball. So yeah, Zatalpa, Riverwinder, the rest is kind of like whatever, I think. There we go. Just the lands. Now, hopefully it doesn't get countered, but if it gets removed, it's not happening. So, here we go. Got ourselves a Soulflayer with Vigilance, Flying, Double Strike, Hexproof, Indestructible, and Trample. Not too bad. Not too bad. And there's always an angle for us to sacrifice a Soulflayer to Neoform and then get a Traxa, but this is too valuable right now for me to want to do anything of that sort. Yo. This Soulflayer mirror? Spicy. Let's see. I'm actually going to do Oracle of Tragedy, and I'm going to try to draw and discard. Get rid of the Samet. Scavengers could potentially pick that up. And also, another cool thing that I kind of forgot to mention is that Oracle of Tragedy can Neoform into Scavengers. If you're really desperate to get, like, such an effect, you could go for that as well. Not too bad. Especially if you can find a way to give this, like, you know, hexproof and then just keep it going with these good cards. Alrighty, so what we can do right now, I mean, it's a little bit dangerous, but technically we can do Urborg Scavengers, give it haste and vigilance, and upon attacking we can also give it hexproof. Like I said, it's a little bit risky because, you know, removal is a thing. So I'm almost thinking, do I just grab the Riverwinder? Like, what's one of the worst things that can happen to me here? It doesn't have, like, trample either. Maybe I'll just grab the Riverwinder, see if I can protect it. Because I think one of the worst things that can happen to me is getting hit by... Sunfall or something. Okay, that's fine. So we're swinging with the Soulflayer. Then if the worst case scenario happens and we get hit by Sunfall, then the Scavengers can exile Samet and we have a 3/3 with haste that upon attack and exile something else, and then we have a 4/4. So let's see. But this Soulflayer is kind of doing the job, right? Like, it's in there with the you know, the hexproof. Hexproof is a very strong keyword. Can reach it, and that's GG's. All right, here we go again. Same opponent. Hopefully similar vibes. Okay, this looks pretty good. This looks like a nice setup, you know? Get ourselves the otherworldly gaze. Ooh, we got not one but two Soulflayers. Interesting. I think one has to go in my graveyard though. And I kind of want to keep the land. It's important for me to hit my land drops. You know what? Let's just do one here. And then I'm gonna just do this. We're gonna do Founding. We're gonna cast Grisly Salvage for free. And then one card into my hand. Oh, Tassiger is there too. Ooh, I was thinking about just the land, right? I do have Neoform, so this is actually getting tempting now. But this is like a low land deck, so I feel like if you play it safe, you grab Mana Confluence. It's Atraxa speaking to me, but yeah, I'll just grab the Confluence, I think. Perfect. Lands are important, you know? Okay, so now chapter 2, founding. We mill. So what's that graveyard looking like right now? We have the Riverwinder in there, which is important. Don't really have any like double strike stuff, which I feel like the Soulflayer wants double strike. There's one way for me to achieve that, and I can just Oracle of Tragedy. And hope to dig. Oh, that's huge! I was also hoping to like shove the Sire of Seven Deaths in there, but I'd much rather see Samet in there, so I take these. I take these happily. Cool, cool. Overlord is here. Let's get ourselves a big Samet. Actually, I could just replay another Rolly Gaze too. Might be decent. See if we can even hit some more stuff. Another Samet, another Riverwinder. Oh, the lens also fine in there. Alright, Soulflaying time. So we definitely want Samet, we want the Riverwinder, and the rest... I mean, I could do a Traxa too, and it's not too bad. Alright, look at that. We have a Soulflayer with Vigilance, Flying, Death Touch, Double Strike, Haste, Hexproof, and Lifelink. What are we missing? Indestructible and Reach? Trample? I mean, it's still pretty good, you know? I'm not mad at this. This is a very punishing deck list. It really just like demands a board wiper like an edict effect. I have played against Bring the Light decks that manage to tutor up a Sunfall or something of the sort. Okay, this is actually really cool. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to Neoform. I'm going to sacrifice the Oracle of Tragedy. I'll grab myself Rework Scavenger. I can still do draw the discard actually. Another Samet. Okay, why not? And then I was going to grab myself Urpog and exile Samet, give it haste, and potentially get the lethal. I mean, depends if there's removal or not. Okay, bounce effect. Sure, that's fair too. We still have another Samet in the graveyard, so we could try again. But this Soulflayer seems to be doing a pretty good job. We're kind of in the same spot we were in last time around, where it's like Sunfall gets my opponent out of this, and then when Sunfall happens, I still have Rework Scavengers. Okay. Beans? This deck is like very consistent because you have so much like, you know, mill effects and Otherworldly Gaze just does so much for like a deck's consistency. Really one of the cards that I miss in Standard and wish it got reprinted. But yeah, we did the same thing again. Soulflayer gets it done. Awesome. I like a lot about this, but this could literally be a turn 3 Atraxa. The problem is though, we don't have any of the crucial self-mill cards to make that happen. So what we really have going for us here is Oracle of Tragedy, draw the discard Samet. I mean, there's potential. I might keep it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit too slow. Hopefully the top decks are kind to us. Let's do this. We're gonna give her a little hello back. Ooh, it's the Psychic Frog. Spicy. Alright, let's do Breeding Pool, Oracle of Tragedy. We're gonna draw on the discard. I mean, okay, so that's not really what I was looking for. This is one too many lands. Like I said, this deck has a super low land count, so... yeah. Artist Talent. Ooh. I think I know what that means. Do I just Neoform into a Scavenger is what I'm thinking too. I think I will, actually. We're gonna go for our backup plan. Draw to discard. See if I can get rid of some stuff. Not really happy with the amount of lands we're facing here. So we're gonna get rid of Samet. Look at those scavengers though, everybody. Look at that. Turn 3, 5/5 with double strike, vigilance, and haste. Not too bad. Now, there's obviously like crucial stuff missing in, you know, evasion, like flyer, menace, trample, but this is not bad. And this is kind of like the third best thing that the deck can do, right? Like, ideally, we don't neoform into scavengers. But if it works, it works. This is like Phoenix, right? I think so. Okay. Even the Urborg Scavenger also pretty good at exiling the birds. I don't know if my opponent can do something about this, though. Oh, maybe it's something different? I'm not sure. I know there were, like, Phoenix players at one point that played Artist Talent, but... Lightning Strike to my face? We did it with a... we did it with a Scavenger? Alright. I take it. I take it. All you need is one Urpog. That's awesome. Alright. So founding the third path is a great way for us to mill ourselves. This could be a turn 3 Atraxa. The only thing it's kind of missing is the mana, though, but I still think that it's worth trying. So we'll see. Consider. Same opponent, so like we kind of know what to expect of this. Oh, that's green. So let's start out with a Watery Grave so we can cycle the Riverwinder. You may play a card you own from outside the game this turn. Wow. Cool. Alright, we're gonna cycle that. And get a new Riverwinder. Okay. So then... I'm gonna pay a tomb. I'm gonna go founding the third path. And I'm gonna go with the mill option. Make sure my graveyard is a little full and we can get the 5 cards in there to delve Tassigur, get it to 1 mana, and then maybe Atraxa with Neoform immediately to turn after. We'll see. I think we got a pretty good shot at succeeding, but it all depends on like the interaction and stuff too. So yeah. This is also really nice to have in here to stem it. We might just, like, keep that around, you know? Just need 5 cards. Like, the Founding is also going to find its way into the graveyard, so... That should be doable. Then again, there's also an angle where, like, we try to set up a Scavengers or something with Oracle of Tragedy, but... Alright, Lotus Field. Nope, that's fine. So, let's do this. Tassigur. Gotta make sure that this goes right. So, we're gonna do 1... 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have no choice because of the founding. Okay, it's still fine. I forgot about that. All right, and then we're gonna Neoform, giving us a turn 3 Atraxa. One of the stronger things we can do in here. Then hopefully we can get some more fuel going. So I'll get a Dark Slick. Otherworldly Gaze or Grisly Salvage. I might just do Salvage. Founding. And I will grab myself a Soulflayer too. Just try to get that set up here. Discard a card. We'll do Sire of the Seven Deaths, which would make a nice target for the Soulflayer. But first, let's see how the Lotus deck deals with Atraxa. Doo-doo. Actually, like, I feel stupid now. Like, this is actually like Lotus Field. I thought it was Phoenix of some sort, but Lotus Field has changed a lot since I've last played with it. All right, Floodmaw. Sorry for being silly. All right, we're gonna do Founding. We're gonna play Grisly Salvage. It's pretty decent, actually, that. But I can just do... Maybe just Confluence. Like, this is an opportunity for me to play a Soulflayer out, but it don't really have Striped Riverwinder in there yet. Which is obviously something that I do need to have in there. So... I'm just gonna pass. Two Lotus Fields, pretty scary to, to see though. Okay. Oh god. Here it goes. Yeah, I swear like Lotus Field back in the day was like a Sultai deck. Maybe I'm stupid. Anyways, I might be. I'm just thinking, like, is that true? I remember playing on, like, an RCQ and, like, getting second place to a Lotus player. I think these are, like, recent developments that I'm not really, familiar with, but yeah. It lines up with the stock Lotus. Yeah, it was. With, like, Emergent Ultimatum and stuff. Just making sure that I'm not crazy here. Wow, that's really cool that the deck is, like, developed in that way. It's like, I swear they, like, hit me with, like, Emergent Ultimatum and gave me, like, the three options where you basically just don't have a choice. But you lose the game. Huh. I'm sure it's still out there somehow. Alright, Hidden Strings, there it is. Man. Man. Sometimes, you know, you destroy your opponent, other times your opponent destroys you by basically untapping forever. I think I might as well, like, slam the Grizzly Salvage here so I don't have to keep, like, passing priority. Wow. What a chain already. What a chain. There is Lear. Alright, let me just do salvage. Opponent's gonna have exactly enough for Lear to, like, replay Hidden Strings and do it all over again. Haha. Honestly, I'll just grab Rework Scavenger. That's a really good one. Like, Soulflayer is thriving right now. But it's not enough to hit my opponent for 18. Actually, I don't even know if we get to see another turn anymore anyways. Feel like my opponent's got everything set up to win the game here. But out of curiosity, I'll let it just happen because I'm not sure how this Lotus deck wins. Is it just like looping lightning strikes? It seems right. Be like artist talent? I'm not sure, honestly. All I know is that this is this sure is happening. Personally, not the biggest fan of the Hidden Strings decks. Never have, never will be. Because I feel like there's a lot of oh, they're just like wishboarding into something, I guess. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of clogging up, you know, game time. I don't like just sitting there. But okay, so they cast Wish, but what now? Artist Talent level 3? Okay, as expected. So now, if a source you control deal no combat damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, deals that much damage plus 2 instead. Surely this combo is close to destroying my life total, surely. Alright, another Hidden Strings, another 600 mana available. More like 12, but you know what I mean. Okay, pour over the pages, do it all over again. Also getting like a nice loot effect. Okay. Just letting them cook. Let me know in the comments of this video, what do you think about Hidden Strings? Curious to hear your thoughts. I really am. Yep. And tap it all again. Do it all over again. That's all they need, really. Just like 2 Lotus Fields and you're thriving. Just waiting to see what the win con is. Okay, another pour over the pages. Yep. Tap it. just gonna have a look at the list on the side here. Trying to figure it out. Niv Mizzet? Or I guess Tassa Oracle? Oh my god. Wow, I guess so. That's always the win for sure. 29 cards left. Kind of just reminds me a lot of the Nexus of Fate decks, where it's just like, will I ever get another turn? Ever again? Or is it just over for me? That might just be over, chat. I don't know why I said chat. Just habit. Don't know why, if we get another turn, lovely viewer. Alright, here's a lightning strike into the face. So it'll be 5 damage. You can replay that for 5 damage. I guess like you could also just get a bunch of like artist talents and then a few lightning strikes will do the job for you, right? Alright, so just one more. Do you have it? I mean, I'm surely, right? Or do they have to start like digging more for another strike here? Valakut's Awakening, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's more. I was really just hoping it would be a lightning strike into the face and we could be done with this. Okay. In the time that this opponent has taken this turn, we have already won like 3... We should have already won like 3 games with Soulflayer. They didn't get to finish it? Wow. I get a turn? That's crazy. That's crazy. Never thought I'd get to this moment, but... boy, does it feel great. Alright, well, I might as well goof around with the Soulflayer, I guess. After all, why shouldn't we? Samet, Atraxa, Zatalpa, and Sire of Seven Deaths. Perfect. All the big bad guys. I mean, I could have also got like hexproof on it, but I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters, but whatever. There's also maybe the angle where I could have like shoved mill onto my opponent, but I don't think it does much either for us. Okay, well, you know, that was fun. Just gonna pass the turn. We're at 11 life. Maybe it makes a difference. I mean, I doubt it, but look at the cards that my opponent has access to. From Lear being able to like replay plus like cards in hand. Alright then. Soulflayer Flood Mod. This is where, you know, I could have been a little bit more careful and just cycled Riverwinder away and this wouldn't have happened. Then again, I think surely this game is over, right? I would imagine. I would imagine. Alright, do the same stuff all over again. Then tap your Lotus Fields. Get a ton of mana. Another untap. Okay. I'm actually gonna like cycle these guys because, like I said, I don't want to hold priority. At least if you're gonna take like 5 minutes for a turn, then let me just sit there and chill. Let me just sit there and chill. Don't want to keep clicking continue. I'm gonna choose to be a lazy gamer. I'll be curious to see whether or not it's gonna make a difference if I had hexproof on my dude or no. But I imagine surely like the deck clutches it here, right? Surely. Okay, Semit's interesting, so we could get to a point where Oracle of Tragedy, discard Semit. We just milled a little bit. Did we get anything good in there? No. Okay. I do have 18 cards left. I got 18 cards left, my opponent's got 13. What a game. Good vibes. I love this card. So cool. All right, mana getting floated. How are they not getting there yet? How are they not getting there yet? Like, I'm kind of shocked. I mean, there's like all 3 artist talents in the grave already. Okay, 12 cards left. There we go, lightning strike. Getting hit by a good game. Am I free? Awesome. Great. Alright, well, it was cool to see how, like, the Lotus deck developed into, like, an Izzet pile, at least. Cool to see.